Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a real classic, Brian Tracy's Time Power. We are going to unpack the one core system from this book that promises to do more than just make you efficient. I mean, this is about fundamentally changing how you see yourself and what you're capable of. So let's dive right in. You know that feeling, right? It's universal. That constant sense that you're playing catch up, you're buried under a to-do list that just never, ever gets shorter. Brian Tracy actually has a name for this. He calls it time poverty, and he says it's one of the biggest sources of stress in our lives. But what if there was a way to feel not just in control, but genuinely wealthy with your time? So this is it. This is the big promise of the book. And it's not some fuzzy, feel-good idea. It's a hard number. Tracy is absolutely convinced that if you apply these principles, you can add 2 full, high-quality, productive hours to every single one of your workdays. Now, let's really break that down for a second. 2 extra hours a day, that's 10 extra hours a week. Over a year, you're looking at 500 extra productive hours. That is literally the same as getting 3 extra months of working time, just gifted to you every single year. Just stop and think about what you could do with that. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so what's the app? What's the scheduling trick? But Tracy says that stuff is just scratching the surface. The real reason the system works, the reason it actually sticks, is that it's built on something much, much deeper. It's all about our own psychology. Right, so here's the core idea. Your outer world, your results, your success, how you manage your day, is pretty much a mirror image of your inner world. If you want to change your performance for good, you first have to upgrade your own self-concept. And that really boils down to 2 key things. First up, we have self-efficacy. What is that? It's your gut-level belief that you can get things done. It's that quiet, inner confidence that you're competent, that you can handle whatever life throws at you, and that you're in the driver's seat. It's that feeling of being truly effective. And that leads directly to self-esteem. Tracy's definition is super simple and powerful. It's just how much you like yourself. See, the more you respect yourself, the more confident you become, and the better your work is. He argues that self-esteem is the absolute bedrock of peak performance. And here's where the magic happens. It all clicks together in this amazing positive feedback loop. When you use your time well, when you knock out an important task, your self-efficacy just soars. You feel competent, and that feeling, it directly boosts your self-esteem. You start to like and respect yourself more. And with that higher self-esteem, you have the confidence to take on even bigger challenges, which just keeps fueling this powerful upward spiral of success. So, the big question is, how do you get that positive loop started? Well, Tracy is crystal clear on this one. It all begins with what he calls the one master skill that is behind all great achievements and all effective time management. And that skill is setting goals. Man, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Goals are what give you a destination. They're about you grabbing the steering wheel of your own life. Because if you don't, you are, by default, just a passenger helping someone else get to their destination. And check this out. This is what makes it such a huge opportunity. Studies consistently show that fewer than 3% of adults have clear, written goals. Think about that. Just the simple act of writing your goals down puts you in this tiny, elite group of high achievers. It's an incredible advantage. And the best part? Joining that top 3% doesn't have to be some big, complicated weekend-long retreat. Nope. Tracy gives us this incredibly simple method you can use right now, and it only takes 30 seconds. It's called the quick list method. It's so simple. You grab a piece of paper, set a timer for 30 seconds, and just write. Write down the first 3 goals that pop into your head. The trick is to do it fast, without thinking too hard. When you put yourself under that little bit of pressure, your subconscious mind does this amazing thing. It cuts through all the noise and gives you what's really important to you. You'll probably be shocked at how clear and accurate those 3 goals are. Okay, so you've got your goals, you have your destination, but how do you turn that big picture vision into what you do today and tomorrow? The answer is to create what Tracy calls a daily flight plan. Now get ready for this number, because it's your return on investment for planning. Tracy says that every single minute you spend planning your day saves 10 minutes in execution. That is a 1,000% return on your time and energy. I mean, honestly, where else are you going to get a return like that? The legendary management expert Peter Drucker put it even more bluntly. Rushing into your day without thinking things through on paper first, he says that's the primary cause of failure. Just a few minutes of planning is the perfect antidote to hours of wasted effort and frustration. All right, so you've made your list for the day. You've got 10, maybe 15 things on it. Here's the million-dollar question. What do you do first? This is where this simple but incredibly powerful tool comes in. It's called the ABCD method. Here's how this system gives you ruthless clarity. You go down your list and you give every item a letter. A tasks are your absolute must-dos, the big stuff with serious consequences if you don't do them. B tasks are should-dos, things that have maybe minor consequences. C tasks are nice-to-dos, but they have zero consequences if you skip them. Then you've got D for delegate and E for eliminate. But the real power isn't just in the labels, it's in the rule. And the rule is simple and totally non-negotiable. You never do a B task when there's an A task still on the table. You don't even look at a C task. This one single discipline forces you, every time, to tackle your most important work first. So we've talked psychology, we've talked goals, we've talked daily planning. Let's kind of zoom out now and tie it all together. Because this was never just about getting more stuff done. It's about really understanding what time is. And really, this is the ultimate point of it all. Managing your time isn't some separate skill you just use at the office. Your time is your life. Your minutes and hours are the very fabric of it. So when you learn to manage them well, you aren't just becoming more productive. You are actively building a better, richer, and more satisfying life. So let's bring it all the way back to that promise we started with. Remember that? Those 500 extra hours? By getting the psychology right, setting clear goals, and using a daily flight plan like the ABCDE method, getting those 3 extra months of productive time, it stops being a nice idea and becomes a totally achievable reality. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Just imagine it's a year from today and you've actually done it. You have 500 extra hours in your pocket. What are you going to do with them? What big project will you finally tackle? What new skill will you master? Who will you spend more time with? The time is yours. What will you do with it?